Welcome to DA Seahorse Financial, your go-to resource for all things money related. In today's ever-changing economic landscape, our economy can be likened to an artery, pumping the lifeblood into the heart of our nation. However, just as an artery can become clogged with plaque, our economy faces the challenge of inflation, hindering its proper functioning. If you've watched our previous video on the debt ceiling and its implications for our economy, you may have wondered how we arrived at this point to even make debt ceiling a thing and if there's a way out. Before we delve into that, let's explore our financial history to gain a better understanding of our present circumstances. Don't forget to follow our Instagram and Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell for more videos. Before the establishment of the Federal Reserve, most taxes were paid to state and local officials, and income tax didn't exist. As a result, financial panics were rampant across the country due to the lack of a unified system. However, on December 23, 1913, President Woodrow Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act, which brought more stability, a reliable tax system, and acted as a lender of last resort during times of financial stress for all states collectively under the federal umbrella. During this era, there was no need for borrowing since the country was profitable. According to USDebtClock.org, the income was around $35.9 billion, with only $2.8 billion going out. There was no necessity to borrow funds. For several decades, we remained financially healthy, staying profitable from 1913 to 2016. By 2016, America's income had reached approximately $18.3 trillion, but $18.7 trillion was going out as an expense, resulting in a nearly $400 billion loss. However, it's essential to note that this situation was planned long before President Obama took office. To understand the root cause, let's rewind 45 years from 2016 to August 15, 1971. Late President Richard Nixon announced that America would no longer honor the gold standard, effectively ending the 1913 agreement. Initially, not much changed for everyday life in the economy, but it marked the beginning of a system where money creation would surpass our ability to repay. Unlike gold, which cannot be recreated or tarnished, our new system, which uses money that's backed by nothing, allowed limitless creation of money, eventually releasing limits on the country's budget and growth opportunities. To remove the dollar from the gold standard, Nixon relied on the trust America had built over the last 58 years as a reliable money manager to temporarily back our dollar, assuring the world that we would return to the gold standard and real money. However, since 1971, every dollar our country receives has been in the form of a loan. Over the years, regardless of who held office, our debt has only grown due to excessive borrowing from the Federal Reserve. Remember, borrowing from the Fed, which was intended to occur as a last resort during financial stress, not a primary source of funds. As of 2023, we're approximately $31.8 trillion in debt, with only $26.4 trillion of income. That's almost $5 trillion we can't pay back, more than 10 times the loss we had in 2016, and it's just the interest. We find ourselves in this situation because we decided to borrow beyond our limits. This borrowing introduces an intriguing element, compound interest, where money multiplies over time. You may have heard the concept of doubling a penny every day for 30 days, resulting in over $10 million on the 31st day. Now, let's apply that concept to real-life debt. It took us from 1971 to 2016 to accumulate approximately $18 trillion of debt, a significant amount over 52 years. However, the subsequent $13.1 trillion accumulated in just 7 years. Thanks to the compounding effect, the interest accumulated doubled the amount in a quarter of the time, which means the rate we're accumulating debt is rapidly increasing. At this point, there's no turning back or putting the dollar back on the gold standard. We don't even own enough gold, since other countries have acquired it to secure their own financial stability against America's choices. So, this is where we are. Now that you're up to speed on how we reached this point, you might be wondering if continuous intervention of the Federal Reserve is a good or bad thing. Well, the answer is not so straightforward. It encompasses both positive and negative aspects. On the positive side, continuous intervention helps prevent our economy from collapsing entirely and gives us all more time to build our financial empire. It provides stability and support during times of financial stress, acting as a safety net. It allows for flexibility in monetary policy and the ability to stimulate economic growth through various measures. However, on the negative side, continuous intervention can also prolong the economy's suffering. Our country's excessive borrowing and the accumulation of debt can lead to long-term consequences like stealing the wealth from our children in future and making their problem much larger the longer we wait. It can create a cycle of dependency on borrowed funds and hinder sustainable economic development. Additionally, the reliance on credit and the absence of a solid financial foundation can make our economy vulnerable to external shocks. In conclusion, while the continuous intervention by the Federal Reserve has had both positive and negative impacts on our economy, it is essential to recognize that there are still ways for the everyday person to thrive in times like these. Despite the challenges posed by excessive borrowing and the accumulation of debt, individuals can take proactive steps to navigate this landscape. By staying informed and understanding their own financial situation, people can explore alternative investment strategies, prioritize innovative personal saving methods, and adopt sound financial management practices. This proactive approach empowers individuals to mitigate risks and seize opportunities that may not be traditionally considered. Therefore, it is crucial to have a balanced approach and actively seek out the opportunities available to us. In times of economic uncertainty, staying informed and making informed financial decisions can make a significant difference in one's financial well-being. We invite you to stay tuned to DA Seahorse Financial, your trusted resource for all things money-related. Our aim is to provide valuable insights and guidance to help you navigate the complexities of the economic landscape. By subscribing to our channel, you can stay up to date with the latest developments, learn about innovative strategies, and discover how you can still win and thrive in these challenging times. Thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for more valuable content, and remember, the power to shape your financial future lies in your hands.